Welcome to the best life possible, where we talk about changing your mindset, taking care of yourself, and living real good. And here's your host, Music Carolyn. Hey, y'all.
All right.
Today
Today we are going to talk about the abundance mindset and visioning with Jared Alua. Jared, say hi.
Hi, greetings, everyone.
Jared Alua
Jared Alua is a
singer,
singer,
songwriter,
songwriter,
engineer,
producer, engineer,
an all-around
an all
cool
around
dude
cool dude
who just released,
who just released,
a first
I would
single from
say,
an
a first
upcoming
single from an
project that
upcoming
has
project that
not
has
yet been named.
not yet
But the
been
name of the
named.
song is
But the
Live
name of the
Life
song
in
is
the
Live Life
Sunshine.
in the Sunshine.
And I
And
just wanted to pick
how can we
apart
glean some
this
messaging, some
song as it
affirmations,
relates to abundance, which we
some
have been focusing
insight
on
from
during the
these
month
lyrics
of
to talk
January
about
at Affirm Tats,
abundance?
and
So
try to
I will
figure
start
out, how can
with
we glean
playing
some
the song.
messaging, some affirmations,
So
Okay.
some insight
You know what
from
we're
these
gonna do?
lyrics
Sometimes you can
to
sing
talk
yourself out
about
of a bad,
abundance.
situation. Sometimes you can
So
sing and
I will
praise your way
start
out of
with
a dark situation as well.
playing the
So
song.
that's what like
mhm.
Waymakers meant for me.
Okay. So you never denied the calling for music. It was always
Um,
something you accepted.
no, I denied it sometimes. And the thing about it is, it's funny because I don't like to be in the spotlight when it comes to music. Like I always get nervous, even now. Like I'm getting ready to be 32, and I'm still nervous if I'm on stage somewhere, if somebody's on the phone saying, "Hey, play a song for me." It's like, what do I play? How do I, and so it just kind of gets me like a little
I
nervous.
thought I told you this the last time. Live life in the sunshine. When they say no, go back. Show them how to do it like yeah. I thought I told you this the last time. Live life in the sunshine. Sun shakers and wave chasers. I long for you. Blame tellers and troublemakers are no good for you. No good, no good, no good, no good for you. Sometimes you get the best of me. I search to find stability. I see you every now and then. I hope you find your smile again. When they say no, go back. Show them how to do it like yeah. I thought I told you this the last time. Live life in the sunshine. When they say no, go back. Show them how to do it like yeah. I thought I told you this the last time. Live life in the sunshine.
The first verse starts. Jared, I'm gonna have you give me the first line, and then we're gonna talk about what that means. What are these people you speak of? So go ahead.
Honestly, the first line, I think the first line is dream catchers. The first line is dream catchers and wave makers. I pray for you.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
yeah.
So that is the first line. um, so did you want to talk about what dream catchers mean to you? And if there has been a dream catcher in your life, someone in your life who has been that person to help kind of give you a more positive outlook, or someone who has taken away any doubt or fear that you may have had.
Actually, no. Actually, the funny thing about it is the way the song came up, and speaking about the lines, this song was just made up as I went. And I
Hmm.
just knew I wanted it to be something positive.
Yeah.
And so it was like dream catchers is something that I see usually in cars of women. So women, I
Yeah.
usually see it in their like they're hanging down from the rearview
Yeah.
mirror, and
Hmm.
I noticed it. So I usually like to channel like a music video of what I can see
Hmm.
that coexist with the words. And so for whatever reason, dream catchers came up to me, and then waymakers, this, people that make ways and make things happen and going out there and making things happen, just popped
Yeah.
into my head. And so I just went with that. But as far as just like, somebody who's been an influence in my life about that, I really can't say that I have any that stuck out to me like that. It was just, I know about it, you know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, I was able to channel into that. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Um, so then I'll just say, have there been waymakers who have helped bring your vision to life in terms of being a musician or being a singer?
Yeah. Actually my parents, and then as well as my stepdad. His name is
Mhm.
Raymond Leon Frazier. Every house that we moved into, there was piano, drums, guitar, something, and
Mhm.
for sure voices. You know what I'm saying? The voices is like the first instrument, as we know, and so
Mhm.
that was always in every household. So I will have to attribute that to my parents. And growing
Mhm.
up in every household, that was something that they made ways, and for the music to be a part of life. And
Mhm.
so whatever the struggle that came, what we're gonna do. Sometimes you can sing yourself out of a bad situation. Sometimes you can sing and praise your way out of a dark situation as well. So that's what like
Mhm.
Waymakers meant for me.
Okay. So you never denied the calling for music. It was always
Um,
something you accepted.
no, I denied it sometimes. And the thing about it is, it's funny because I don't like to be in the spotlight when it comes to music. Like I always get nervous, even now. Like I'm getting ready to be 32, and I'm still nervous if I'm on stage somewhere. If somebody's on the phone and say, "Hey, play a song for me," it's
Mhm.
like, what do I play? Or how do I? And so it just kind of gets me like a little nervous and off track.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so I did have some doubts, and had my little stray away from music and stuff like that. But it's always came back.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. So I noticed just from having followed you the last few years that there's been a shift, a bit of a shift in the character of your music, but also a name change. Can you talk about how maybe has there been a change in your thought process, maybe around abundance or around the vision that you have for yourself as an artist that sparked that?
Um, yeah, actually I never liked my name. Like first
Mhm.
of all, my first name Jared, I still don't like it. And then Smith, what I mean? I had a last name Smith, and that's whack too. Like it's just not it. And so my middle name is my middle name is Ebunolua, which is
Mhm.
a gift of God, gift from God in
Mhm.
Nigeria. And actually, my mom's friend gave me that name, and
Mhm.
I was always embarrassed about it, so I never told anybody my middle name. But like when I turned 30, 31, I said, you know what? Let me take half of the syllables, which is Olua, and just
Mhm.
make it my last name, Jared Olua. Nobody has that name, so boom, that's me.
Very true.
Um, yeah, you know what I mean. So I just
Yeah.
took that and ran with it,
Mhm.
and just like over the years, just me looking and being around different people, seeing different people, being aware and observing and reading books, I've become a different person of saying, yo, who do I want to be? Like if I was to die at the end of every week, what would I have accomplished?
Mm.
How would people look at me? What would I have left behind as far as like a legend? You know what I mean? Like what can I do to inspire people when I'm not here anymore? And so it
Mhm.
kind of like the whack music that I had out there before, I had to take that down because I'm like, that's not me anymore. So I had to channel something better that I'm going to be proud of, as well as other people can, be a part of as well.
Right. So it's more about the messaging now, the name change and the change in how you or the purpose behind creating now is about being a positive light.
Yeah, being a positive light, and everything honestly is not even positivity in life. You know what I mean? Of course you've lived life, so you've seen different ups and downs. And so
Mhm.
since we know that challenges and ups and downs are gonna come, it's just like how do you respond and how do you react to these things that are inevitable? And
Right.
so I'm like, okay, we can react to it negatively or we can react to it positively. How do you want to do it? And so
Right.
it's like I figured out, you know what? Let me not just be an inspiration, but also let me be a connection to people who go through these things. Like, can my music resonate with people emotionally and
Mhm.
spark something in their minds for them to change? Or, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to talk about the same thing that most people talk about, which is popping bottles and having this girl and throwing this money. That's cool, but that's not for me. You know what I mean? And I don't knock
Right.
anybody that's doing it if it's gonna get you out the hood and get you out of your situation. But I think this needs to be more authentic messages out there, and I think I want to be a part of that.
Right. Right. So then brings us to some other lyrics in the song, but in the bridge it says, because we're not gonna give you an opportunity to figure out the lyrics again.
I, I might know.
You might know.
I
Um,
might.
when when they say no, go back. Show them how to
Okay.
do it like yeah. So those lyrics to me spoke of resilience. It spoke of
Hmm.
grit. It spoke of having this tenacity that you're not going to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of times when you hear about not taking no for an answer, there's a negative connotation to it, like you're fighting that person who may be giving you a no. But
Hmm.
in the video and in the way that you say it, it's almost like you're positively responding to the no. So can you what talk about maybe grit, resilience, maybe even a story that you've um, personally gone through or seen that is an example of what you're saying with those
Okay.
lyrics.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to just say that that's great that the way you're taking the message and you're breaking it down is also awesome because different people are going to have different perspectives about what that means to them. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I think it's just a broad, general thing about when somebody says no. That can be with the first start of your parents in the home. Somebody tells
Mm-hmm.
you no, what are you gonna do? Usually, the baby's gonna do it again while looking
Right.
at you, saying, "Don't touch that." You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Yep.
so it's like we're gonna do it, and people are gonna tell you no in life, whether that's at work, whether it's at school, whether it's your friends,
Mm-hmm.
just anybody. And then what do? How do you respond to that? And you just be like, look,
They
it's
tell
gonna
you
take
no
some
if they
time, and you're
reject
gonna have
you.
to deal with that struggle. But
If
that's the
that girl or
best
that
part
boy
that you can
rejects
ever
you,
go through because
and you
that's gonna
say,
bring you
"Hey, I
out. And
liked
like
her
you
or I
said, that
liked him,"
grit and that
it's
resilience is
okay.
gonna show.
Respond
Mm-hmm.
back in a
Mm-hmm.
resilient way.
Okay.
Not saying that you gotta flex on them and be like, "Look, now
Were
I got
there
cars. Now you want to get in now,
additional
huh?"
lyrics or
But
places
just
in the
like be like,
song that you
"Hey,
wanted
you
to
know what I'm saying? You said
broach?
I was gonna be a failure because I didn't do good in math, but
Uh,
look at me now."
Mm-hmm.
and,
Not
and so
really.
things just troublemakers and naysayers are no good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then just finding stability
Talk
in
about
life.
that.
It's like,
Yeah, like oh, go ahead.
no, just like this, the whole song is a freestyle. And so,
Mm-hmm.
but there's authenticity throughout the whole song. And just because I didn't go through it personally, it's like writing a book in second or third person. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to live it myself, but if I know that it exists, I'm going to go ahead and convey that message to other people so they can be aware. And so
Mm-hmm.
we all need some type of stability. We all need some type of structure and foundation, and you
Mm-hmm.
got to find that smile. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and just uh, the anomaly of it, it's not even just like a physical sunshine. It's just like sunshine can be in your heart. Sunshine can be inside of a dark home. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all about how you see things. Like yesterday in Los Angeles, it was clouds everywhere and it was overcast. And a buddy of mine said, "Man, ever since you dropped that song, Live Life in the Sunshine, it's been raining and cloudy."
Yep.
And I was like,
Yep.
hey man, it's not all about what you can see with the physical eye. How do you feel inside? How do you feel by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
later on, like, I started seeing rays of sun come out the clouds, and it
Mm-hmm.
just looked beautiful. And I actually posted. I was like, "Yo, this is beautiful right here." And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because looking at your social media and everything, you come across as a very sunny person, right? A very happy person, having a good time, dancing, um, really, really happy. And
Yeah.
that's new or different, if you will, for an African American man, especially given the current climate that we're in. Have you always been the guy who was happy regardless of what was going on, or have you found this newly? You know what I mean? Is this a new thing for you?
It's more of a balance. I wasn't always portraying it or displaying it out in the open, but it was there. As a youngster, I did have a lot of time to think because I didn't speak much. My dad used to call me timid, and
Okay.
because I didn't really say much. But like now, like I be talking too much, and some people got to be like, "Yo, chill out, bro." You know what I mean? So it's like over time I grew up, and over time I started seeing behind the scenes in church and the music industry and family how things are just dysfunctional. And
Mhm.
it's not that we're gonna throw everybody away. It's just like, what are we gonna do about it? And so I'm
Right.
like, all right, let me show you guys all sides of me. Because where I
Mhm.
come from in South Central LA, like they don't want to see no smiles. Like, you know what I mean? You show a smile, you showing your weakness. And so
Mhm.
I'm like, just because I'm from over there, that doesn't mean I have to pick up the same traits as everybody else. And
Mhm.
so I just look at life differently. And
Mhm.
yeah, there's more to life than just looking mean. You know what I'm saying? And so I change my ways, and I like to just put everything, at least almost everything, because I'm not all out there telling all my business, but I like to put all
Mhm.
type of emotions out on Instagram and let people know, hey, bro, it's all good. Like, don't worry.
Mhm.
People gonna
Right.
talk if you do good. People gonna talk if you do bad. The moral of the story is people gonna talk.
Right.
So live your life.
Right. Yeah. So at the end of the video, you do what you call these grass talk.
Hmm.
So how did the grass talk thing come about?
It was just where I just used to water the grass, and I get most of my thoughts when I'm watering the grass just by myself. A lot of thoughts just run in my head. And
Mhm.
sometimes I'm like, yo, I got to film this. I got to put this on Instagram. I want people to see this. I want people to chime in. I want to see what other people are thinking. And
Right.
so those things come in my head, and I just happen to capture them. And
Mhm.
the actual photographer or cinematographer that actually did the song video for me, his name is Nico. He was like,
Mhm.
yo, I think we should put a grass talk at the end of the video. I said, what? I was immediately
Yeah.
shot it down. I said, no. And then I thought about it later on. I said, you know what? That's a great idea, bro.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, he ended up coming to the crib, and he said, let's shoot one. And that's what we
Mhm.
did. I have trees in my front yard. And so one is dead. It fell over. The other one is flourishing and doing great.
Mhm.
Um, and I was like, yo, these are both trees. One got the care and the water it needed. Matter of fact, both did, but somehow one fell
Mm.
down. You know what I'm saying? One
Mhm.
fell down, and one is still doing great. So which one are
Mhm.
you? Who are you going to be? Like, will you be able to stand up even though you're getting everything that you need?
Mhm.
And it's not a race. Just do your own thing. Like, don't worry about nobody else's grass, because it could be
Mhm.
turf. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The
Right.
eye would tell you it's turf, and you would think that they have green grass, and it's not. So,
Right.
you know,
Wow. That's interesting. So, speaking of not worrying about other people's grass, what is your grass? What is abundance to you? If somebody said, "What's your definition of abundance in your life?" How will you know that you're living an abundant life? What are those markers for you?
well, to be honest, I'm going to put myself on Front Street, and I don't really know the actual definition of abundance, but from what I've heard
Mhm.
and, being around the topic or the word abundance is like having more than enough. I grew up in
Mhm.
church, and so like they spoke about abundance a lot, and that's just like having
Mhm.
like whether it's material or whether it's spiritual, but just growth and it just having
Mhm.
having a lot of substance to it. And so
Mhm.
abundance to me is having. Do you have a good mental state in your mind? Can
Okay.
you be happy by yourself?
Mhm.
And then what's happiness to you? It's kind of like what's success to you, and everybody's gonna look
Mhm.
at it differently. Some people it's money. Some people is can I take care of my family? Some
Yeah.
people is can I do what I want and have financial freedom or employment freedom? And so
Mhm.
to me, it's like I just want to be myself. I want to be able to adapt to challenges because they will come, and
Mhm.
I just want to show other people that hey, it's okay. We don't know what perfect is, but people
Mhm.
say 100% is perfect. But if you get an A on paper, 90% is still an A. 100% is still an A. So are you telling me my 90 is not an A? Are you telling me my 100? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Mhm.
abundance to me is still doing what I can and feeling happy and okay with that and
Mhm.
having enough to be able to do what I want and be happy with what I do.
Right. And so you're enough, like, to use the grass analogy or whatever, your enough is different. Your grass or whatever, being a certain level of green is, that's your acceptance of green. Whereas someone else's they want the turf color, but they are
Yeah.
willing to only have turf to get it. Like,
Mm.
can you talk about can you talk about being okay with not being okay with your enough and not other people's? You know what I mean? Expectations of what your enough is.
Yeah. People's expectation is their expectation. It's their opinion. It's only predicated to what they know of what they're experienced. And
Mhm.
so you really can't let them be a judge of something they don't know anything about. And
Mhm.
it's like a pastor. Like if you're gonna be at a church, I don't want to listen to you if you ain't never gang banged, if you ain't never been on drugs, if you ain't been delivered from, being molested or anything of that nature. Who your congregation? Who you trying to talk to? Trying to talk
Mhm.
about, yeah, this is how you can get delivered. And you ain't never been delivered from nothing, boy, get out my face. And so I feel like, you know, this grass thing is just like, not worrying about what other people have. Like you said, it might be turf. So, what work are you going to put in for yourself? Like, are you going to worry about what you have or are you going to worry about what other people have? Because at the end of the day, you don't know what that person went through to get
Mhm.
what they have. And,
Right.
and so just do your thing, do your due diligence in the world. And, yeah, just make it happen on your own terms. But the right
Mhm.
way, though. You know what I mean? We don't want to do nothing illegal and get nobody in no trouble. So,
Right. Right. So, as you know, I am someone who believes in affirmations and positive words all the time. And though that
hmm
is one way that I keep my vision clear for my life. What are some ways that you keep your vision clear for your life when you have struggles or disappointments or challenges? Is it just creating music? Is it something else? What do you do to remind yourself of the bigger vision?
well, first, I'm going to start off with saying shout out to affirmtats.com. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And
Yep.
then I just deal with it because there's no other way to deal with it but to deal with it. I don't get I have a thing that I can't drink. I can't have an alcoholic beverage if I'm having a sad day or an emotional day.
Okay.
Um and so I have like when I feel something, I either might do music, I might read a book, or I might go
Okay.
outside and just chill out. But I don't do the same thing, and I don't know until I do it what works for me.
Okay. So you just
Um,
feel your way through it.
oh yeah, yeah. I don't
Okay.
like programs. I don't like this is how this goes, and when I feel this way, this is what I'm gonna do. Like we don't do that here. Uh, so
Okay.
I'm a emotional feeling person when it comes to like I'm not gonna move until I feel like it.
Mhm.
And I've been told, Jared, you're egotistical. This is what you want, and I'm just like, possibly. You know what I mean? It's 100% my life.
Mhm.
So, if I feel it, I'm gonna do it. If I don't feel it, I won't do it.
Okay.
Um, but music is definitely a big help. You mentioned that music is definitely a big help, and it's just another way of portraying a message that can
Mhm.
reach across the nation, across the world. With the
Mhm.
melody behind it.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, you filmed the music video mostly at the beach. Are there clearly water is an important thing because you do your grass talks that requires water, and then you recorded your music video at the beach. Are there, certain things in nature that help you stay positive or that you use to keep yourself sane?
Um, Not really, and it's funny that you brought that up because actually only two locations in the video. One is at Griffith Park, and that's a lot of dry, you know what I mean, and rocky and dryness
Yeah.
going there. And then the
Yep.
beach is a lot of water and replenishing, even if it's salty,
Mhm.
dirty water, but it's still water. And
Right.
we need water. Water is growth. And
Mhm.
the body needs water. They keep changing it. They say 70%, 85% of the body is water. I don't
Mhm.
know. All I know is a lot of the body makes up of water. Okay, we can just
Mhm.
go there. And so just
Yeah.
walking in different communities, maybe in a community I've never been in, and I like just looking at the architecture of the homes or the landscaping of the homes, the doors, things of that nature. Like what's dope
Mhm.
that I can
Mhm.
see and look around at different houses. And so that's something that's cool for me when it comes to nature. The
Mhm.
beach was just a good place. The director of the video was just like, "Yo, we should go shoot this at the beach. You should wear all
Yep.
white." And I'm like, "Okay, y'all trying to have me get on my boss tip? Okay."
Yep. Yep.
So that's what we did. And the video it wasn't no treatment. We just went out there and just did the guerrilla style. Like, here we go. We got a camera, no script,
Mhm.
just do it.
Yeah. Hey, that's how it be.
Yeah, yeah.
So I heard you mention books. Are there, let's say, a top three books that also support your mindset or keep you in that positive vibe to create the music you're creating?
Um, I want to give references to The Alchemist. I was supposed to
Mm-hmm.
read that book in high school and I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't because I wouldn't have never read it again as an adult and be able to see the growth or be able to see the vision that that book had to offer,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the Four Agreements.
Mm-hmm.
That book as well. And then there's another book that's called Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Dennis Kimbrough.
Uh-huh.
Um, and so those three books have really made an impact in my life.
Okay.
Um, and then if I had to choose a if I can sub somebody in, it'll be You're a Badass by Jen. I think her name is
Okay.
Cicero or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, those are my
Good.
top choices.
Okay. I have not read You're a Badass, but I've heard very good things. A million people have told me to read the book, and I just haven't. So that's interesting. But I've read
I
two of the four you mentioned. What did you say?
Okay. No, I was getting ready to say I'll send you a book, but then again, I was gonna give you mine, but no, I'm not. I'm gonna probably get you your own. I'm gonna get you
Thanks
your
for
own
letting
so
me
I can.
know.
Yeah, I'll refer back to my own. I'll get you your own. This will be your present for this podcast, this audio
Thank
cast.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So Live Life in the Sunshine. We are going to definitely be listening to it. Do you have any upcoming plans for the music? Um, or any future things you want to let people know listening?
Just to I mean, I don't. I just do music based on whatever comes out. I never have a real plan or a rollout. I don't have a team that I work with that's like, okay, let's sit down and do this. Like, I get help, from a few supporters. Cough, cough. Somebody's on the other line. And then, yeah. So I just think I just like fun music.
Hmm.
Something that everybody can listen to, not where the kids have to be out the car in order for you to listen to it, or you have to have on headphones. I like to
Yeah.
make music that everybody can listen to. It's
Hmm.
kind of like Disney cartoons, movies where they have a lot of pun intended or references for parents because kids are not going to the movies by themselves, so they gotta have
Right.
something in there for the parents. So it's like
Right.
little things in there for for everybody to listen to, but also for the adults.
Definitely. I will say my sons like Live Life in the Sunshine. When I
Oh,
played it for them, they
awesome!
they were like, "That's cool." So that that was cool.
Listen,
They
that's
are
a tough
6 years
crowd.
old, so they are a very tough crowd. Let me say. So it was cool that they listened without knowing that they knew the person. You know what I mean? So that was cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's it. Do you want to tell everyone how they can get in touch with you, stay in touch with you, follow you? And then we'll wrap it up.
All right, so Jared Oluwa, Jaredoluwa, That will be on Instagram. That will be on YouTube. That will be on Spotify and any other music platforms that you all listen to. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much where I'm active at. And so if you want to see any updates, those are where it will be. And I do want to just say thank you, Carolyn, for this opportunity and letting me be on this platform to talk about the music, to give some enlightenment to whoever listens. And
Mhm.
yeah, much blessings to you. More 11:11 coming.
Thank you so much, Jared. We'll look forward to new music and new visions.
There we go.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right. You too. Bye.